Hey everybody, this is Maxwell with StarDude Outdoors. I'm going to be reviewing my newly purchased 2017 Subaru Crosstrek 2.0i Premium. A quick intro into the car. It is the perfect practical all-around vehicle. It has good ground clearance, it's four-wheel drive. It's got pretty good gas mileage for what it is. It's not quite as big as a full-size SUV, but it definitely handles more like a car than it does an SUV. It does give you that extra capacity that you might need to carry or store anything you might need for any long trips or camping. So like I said, all in all, a pretty practical all-around vehicle. This is the 2.0i Premium model. There are three different models in the line of the 2017 Crosstrek. There is the standard model, which is like their base model. From there they have the Premium, then they have the Limited. Now personally I picked the Premium because that's the highest level they offer in the stick shift configuration, and I prefer stick shift. After that they have the CVT, and the CVT will go up to the Limited. The three different levels do offer a variety of different choices, starting from the standard to the Premium to the Limited. With the Limited, you're going to get the upgraded leather seats, you're going to get the special eyesight tracking system that helps you for safety on the road. In the Premium model, like I said, this is the highest one that they offer in the stick shift configuration, and so you're not going to get the leather seats or the eyesight camera, but everything else that it comes with is perfect. I have it's a great technology package. It's got cruise control, all the basic amenities that you're going to require, power, everything, of course. The mirror right here, the center mirror, has got the compass on the top right corner. It's got the garage door openers, so on the buttons on the side here. So yeah, it's a great system. I love this car. So why did I upgrade? Or rather, why did I change my vehicles? Previously to this one, I had a 2016 Ford C-Max, the Energy Hybrid. And I'll tell you right now, that was a great vehicle. I love that car. And the only thing I didn't like about it was its ground clearance and its inability to go off-road very well. I do a lot of, like StarDude Outdoors and StarDude Astronomy, if you're familiar with that channel. I do a lot of camping, a lot of going out into the wilderness, dark sky locations, and I like to do a lot of photography, the astrophotography, nighttime photography. And so getting out to those locations like that requires something that gets a little bit more ground clearance to get off the ground, away from any potential rocks or things that might hit the car. Now with the C-Max, I was able to get to most of my locations, whether it be, paved or dirt roads, but when it became a little bit harder, a little more difficult, bumpier, dirtier areas, then it was really difficult for me to be able to actually get to those locations. For instance, on one of my trips, we go to a very dark sky location in Baja California called Mike's Sky Ranch. And for like the last 15 miles or so of road, it's all off-road. And we tried to go there this past July of 2016, and we made it there with the C-Max, but we did bottom out once. And it was a pain in the butt because we had to, dig out the dirt and try to make a way for the C-Max to actually get through. Fortunately, we were with a bunch of people and we made it out of there. But it wasn't conducive to what we're trying to do. To be able to get out to these locations, four-wheel drive is very important for me. When I found out about the Crosstrek, it just seemed to make sense. It's lifted up already naturally. It's just under 9 inches high, which gives you plenty of ground clearance for just most of the things you're going to be doing. I'm not going to be doing any rock crawling or anything like that, but if you needed to, you could do it. You could lift it even more, get some off-road tires or something like that. But again, the way it is in its current configuration is perfect for what I needed to do. Probably one of the things that I really do miss about the C-Max, though, is its fuel economy. This car, not being a hybrid, is obviously going to take a little more gas. The fuel capacity is 15 gallons in the tank. And with that, on the stick shift version of the Crosstrek, you're going to be getting at about 23 and 31. So 23 city, 31 highway. You do get a slight bump in the efficiency when you go up to the CVT version to 26 and 34. So what are some of the other benefits of going the stick shift route versus the CVT route? Well, it's cheaper. It's about $1,000 less than getting the CVT version, and it's also a lighter system. The transmission is actually about 80 pounds lighter than the CVT system. It does give you a slight bit of advantage in the overall torque and acceleration over the CVT, getting to 0 to 60 in about 2 seconds faster than the CVT model does. The engine plant in this car is a 2.0 liter boxer engine, which basically is horizontally opposed, and it sits lower in the front of the car, giving you better center of gravity, which gives you better balance. The overall power of the car is going to be a whopping 148 horsepower with 145 foot-pounds of torque. And with a curb weight of 3,100 pounds, it is going to be a lighter option in the SUV or crossover type lineup. Gauges go in the car, I find everything to be pretty easy and simple to read. You have a big tachometer on the left side, you got your speedometer on the right side. The center, you have a small LCD screen that gives you your basic readout information, including your mileage, your trip recorder, as well as your fuel gauge. The more detailed information is going to be in the upper LCD panel. One of the complaints that I've heard about this car is the inclusion of the MPG gauge and the fact that it doesn't actually tell you what your MPG is. It's just kind of a gauge that shows you whether you're doing good or you're not. Although, just playing around with the system a little bit, I figured out how to make it work, and I understand now how it works. So on the upper LCD screen again, you can actually change the menu options to show what your average MPG is, what your current miles per gallon is, what the amount of miles left to your next fill up, and so on. And when you click through this, there's one of the options there that corresponds to this MPG gauge, so it tells you how you're doing right now at the moment. So with that, you find out that once it's at about the center line or right in the middle, you're doing about 20 MPG. Higher than that, you're going to be doing it about 30 to 40 once you get to 3/4 the way up. And then if you're going downhill or something like that and you just take your foot off the gas, it'll swing all the way up to the far right side, which is 99. Basically, you've got perfect fuel efficiency in that case. But on average, you're going to be driving probably in the center line, which is about 20 to 30 or so miles per gallon. So like right now, just with my current mileage in the car, which is only 761 miles, so still pretty brand new. I just purchased it 2 weeks ago. I've got a fuel economy of 24.9 average miles per gallon. And then just using the gauge, I understand where I need to be and try to keep it in the most efficient way of driving that I can. Things I like about the car, I like the way it looks. I think it's really great. It's got a lot of space in the back, so I can fit any friends or anybody that I want inside here, or load it up with a lot of equipment. I have a lot of telescopic equipment and camera equipment that I load up for all my trips, so this definitely has the space for that. Again, being that great ground clearance, I can just really easily go off-road to anywhere I want. And now I can go to venture in different places that I haven't been able to go to before, so I'm really looking forward to that. And as a matter of fact, yesterday I went on my first off-road trip, and I was able to capture some pretty cool shots in the middle of the desert. The other thing is how it handles, how it turns and the feel through the turn. So it rides a little bit higher than a car, obviously it's taller, but it doesn't handle so much like an SUV. It drives more like a car. There's a lot less body roll. It's got a stiffer suspension, and it handles a lot like a car, so I can take these turns really easily, and it's a lot of fun. The turn radius is incredible. Like most four-wheel drive vehicles, it just turns on a dime. So what options did I get with the car? I got a couple different things. The all-weather floor mats to make things a little bit easier, since I do go in the dirt a lot. I'm going to be getting, dirt on the carpet and stuff like that, so I don't want that to happen. So with the all-weather floor mats, make it much easier to clean. The seat back protectors are included as well. It does also come with a rear backup camera, something which I have not really gotten used to yet. I'm used to just turning my head and looking backwards, but now just having that there, more than anything, I use it to make sure there's nothing low that I'm going to hit, like a curb or something like that. Take some time getting used to. I don't think I'm going to go strictly to looking at the backup camera only from moving backwards, but it helps, and it's a nice feature to have. Overall, the vehicle's great. I love it. I mean, it's exactly what I want in a car. It's got a little bit of ground clearance, so I can get to the places I want to go. It's got pretty good gas mileage at 23 and 31. Plenty of space, so I can carry off my things. And not only that, but it's upgradable. There are aftermarket skid plates for this car. You can get lift kits. You can add a roof rack, which I do plan on purchasing soon. Overall, a great vehicle and a great purchase. A fun fact about this car, and something that some of my friends still kind of joke with me about as to the only reasoning why I purchased it, is because it's a Subaru Crosstrek. Me being interested in astronomy and growing up watching Star Trek, the name Crosstrek kind of was like, oh, cool. And then Subaru, if you've ever seen their logo before, the Subaru logo actually means the Pleiades, or the Seven Sisters, which is the Subaru cluster M45, if you want the designation, Messier 45. So it's named after a open star cluster in space, which is pretty awesome. And not only that, but the technology system that's on board this is called the Starlink. So yeah, this thing is freaking awesome. It's the Starlink system on the Subaru Crosstrek. So yeah, it's awesome. It's made just for me. For anybody interested in astronomy and going off-road, this is the car for you. If you want to know more about the vehicle or have any questions, please leave them in the comments section below. Otherwise, please like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys next time on StarDude Outdoors.